You ever got off the phone with somebody and you felt like you just finished running a marathon that you never signed up for? Like you didn't do anything, you didn't lift anything, you are completely drained. I don't mean like, oh, I'm tired, I need some coffee. I'm talking about a specific kind of empty. If you ever felt that after a phone call, a church service, or Thanksgiving dinner, honey, I need you to take a seat and watch this video. We are about to name something that you have been feeling for years, but never had the word for. Right now, you're just thinking that you're sensitive or, oh, I'm such an empath, or you feel like you haven't been protecting your peace hard enough. I came to make a public service announcement today. It's not you, it's them. And once you can name the pattern, you can stop absorbing it. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly who's been draining you, why it felt like love or loyalty or ministry instead of what it actually is, and what to do about it without turning into somebody cold. Before we get into that, honey, I'm Renisha. Welcome to the Healing Suite. If nobody has checked on you today, that's exactly why I'm here.
Tired of just surviving, ready to heal. Gotta take some action, do more than need. I kept blaming heaven.
We're going to start with what draining actually feels like. A lot of people like to skip this part and just jump to, Renisha, show me how to set the boundary, baby. I need you to name it first. So draining doesn't feel like a fight. It does not feel like abuse in the moment. It feels like this heaviness, like you're dealing with some type of mental fog. Some of you may be carrying this guilt that you can't explain. You hang up the phone, right? And you just feel off, like a little foggy. You're irritated. You don't know why. All of a sudden, you're crashing out on your kids. You're crashing out on that man. For what? For nothing. Nothing is really the 37-minute conversation that you just had. And no, you didn't get possessed. You got recruited into somebody else's crisis, recruited into somebody else's mood, recruited into somebody else's unfinished healing. They never handed you a contract. You signed up anyway because you're the strong one. Let me tell y'all something. After having a healthy conversation, you feel connected. You may even feel sleepy, but it's because you're so relaxed. It's because the sound of that person's voice regulated your nervous system. After a draining one, you feel confused about your own feelings. You start defending yourself in your head hours later. That confusion is something you need to pay attention to, okay? It's data. This used to happen to me when I was on certain phone calls and I realized what was happening. It was a no-go. So who does this? Let's get specific, or pacific, as some of y'all would say. Pattern 1, one-sided conversations. You ask how they're doing, you get a 20-minute explanation. They ask how you're doing. Some of them don't even ask. For those that will turn around and ask how you're doing, when you tell them, they just say, and then they go back to talking about themselves again. Pattern number 2, everything is a crisis. Every single week, they have some sort of fire to put out. And at this point, you the fire department. Pattern number 3, the blame never lands on them. Girl, it ain't never their fault. Have you ever noticed that? In every single story, they are the victim. The end. And pattern number 4, they have access without accountability. They expect you to be available immediately. I'm talking about whenever they need you. You better be available. But you can't get an apology out of them to save your life. Here's the part that messes with your head the most. They're usually not mean. They're very charming. That's exactly why you keep misreading the drain as love, loyalty, or ministry. You don't get recruited by people who are obviously bad for you. You get recruited by people who are familiar. For a lot of you watching, familiar means childhood. So let's talk about where this actually shows up, okay? Because it's not just your cousin who won't stop texting you at 11 p.m. Leave me alone. It shows up at work. The coworker who makes every project about their personal drama. Everybody in the office tired of them. It shows up in, what's that F word? Family. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. I didn't even have to finish that sentence, I'm sure. baby, won't it show up in the church? They use spiritual language like iron sharpens iron. We're accountable to each other. The enemy is trying to isolate you. They do this to keep you obligated to them instead of free. That's not discipleship. That's a leash. I need to tie this. I don't feel like it. That's a leash with a Bible verse attached to it. Baby, I love Jesus, but I do not love guilt trips wrapped in a prayer shawl. Real quick, if what I'm describing right now is not just annoying people, you're like, girl, you talking about my mother, my father, my so-called friend, this family member, my husband, my wife. Girl, this is my whole church experience. You're realizing that you need someone to walk this out with you. That's what my private healing intensives are for. You get 4 one-on-one sessions and we work through specific things. I only have 4 spots left for the month of August. So if you've been wanting to work with me one-on-one, but you're not quite ready for Bloom yet, this is where you would start. The link is in the description. Now let's wrap this up. Now I'm not just going to hand you a new label and then let you go tossing it at everybody that's working your nerves. That ain't how it go. Not every person draining you is a villain. Some of them are just wounded, some of them are immature, or they could be dysregulated. That changes how you respond, not whether you respond. You do not have to demonize your mother to protect your peace from her. You don't have to call your coworker a spiritual vampire to stop absorbing her chaos. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can say is, you know what? This person is struggling. It's not my job to carry it. And guess what? The real danger usually isn't them. It's the permission you keep giving them. The guilt, the people pleasing, the over responsibility, and the access with absolutely no boundaries attached to it. So here's the protocol. You're going to limit access. You're going to shorten the conversation. Stop over explaining yourself. You don't owe a defense for having limits. Don't absorb their crisis as your assignment. When you need to, leave the room, leave the call, leave the thread, leave their life. Spiritually, I need you to guard your heart like it matters, because it does. Withdraw to refuel instead of pouring on empty. Shake off what isn't yours to carry. Stay connected to the one who has never once drained you dry. Now, of course, if you have someone who is draining you like that, and you know without a shadow of a doubt you're not being extra, that they are a spiritual vampire, hey, I say cut them off altogether. In some cases, you can just set boundaries. Now, if we're talking about those that are spiritual vampires, and I don't want to go too deep in this thing, witches, warlocks, things like that, you already know what to do. Bye-bye. Here's what I need you to walk away with. You're allowed to protect your energy without going cold. You are allowed to love people from a distance. Discernment isn't judgment, although the Bible does tell us to judge righteously, okay? It's actually wisdom. If I described someone specific while you were watching this, it could be your mama, your daddy, your greasy grandma, your church family, your coworker. Let me know in the comments. Just put work, family, or church. Let me know which pattern hit you the hardest. That's going to shape exactly what we cover next. If you know this isn't just a one video fix and you need someone to walk it out with you, you've been wanting to work with me one-on-one again, as at the time of me recording this video, I have to say it like that. I have 4 spots left for the month of August, women only. So it'll be linked in the description if you need a private healing intensive. Healing has got to stop being a concept for you and actually become your life. Until next time, if nobody has checked on you today, baby, consider yourself checked on.